Implementing AI for SMBs is such a big opportunity right now. We at Autonomy are personally building fully autonomous agents for lead generation for these businesses. So I'm going to go through one of the build outs that we built for a client of ours, and we're going to build it from scratch. So the offer that we give to these clients is a system that fetches the leads for them, of course, and we give them a dashboard where they can see, track progress, and even trigger workflows. And we give them an app that's connected to the dashboard. So whenever they have a question, they can just ask the agent. They can ask the agent to run workflows, all that. This is a system that we built for one of our clients. He manufactures and sells golf carts. He wanted more leads because all of his current leads are like inbound referrals. This client's ideal prospects are wineries, churches, and businesses like that. So we find the wineries with Google Places API. We fetch the imagery with Google Satellite and Sheet View APIs. And we render a mock-up of the manufacturer's golf cart on their property with their logo on it. And we mail them a physical postcard. So this is the whole system. It runs in a loop. These are the inputs that we are giving the image model, which is ChatGPT Image 2. The images of the golf carts, satellite view, and multiple angles of the street view because we need the output to be as accurate as possible, and we input the logo of the winery. And this is one of the outputs that we got. Like you can see, it's on their property, it has the logos on it, and this is the actual cart. This is the tech stack that we use for the dashboard. Next.js, Tailwind, React, and Cos UI for the UI. We use Club for authentication, Supabase to run the backend and to store the data, and Vercel for hosting. And for the backend, I use Fly.io because Vercel Pro has 800 millisecond timeout. So let's say an image is taking more than 800 milliseconds to generate, it times out. We don't need to be dealing with all that. So we'll be using Fly.io for that. It can handle long running background processes. And we build everything in Cursor with Cloud Code. And the whole system is run by Adaptive AI. These are some outputs that we got from the system. Now let's get into building this from scratch. The first thing you need to do is download Cursor. You can go to cursor.com and download it. It's a visual code editor. We'll be using Cloud Code instead of Cursor to build this whole system out. And once you download Cursor and create a new project, you'll be taken to a screen like this. Now we should download the Cloud Code extension. So you just click on this little icon. It's the extensions market. And then you just search for Cloud Code and install it. Once you install it, it will take you to a login page where you can log into your Cloud Code subscription. And once that's done, you can start running Cloud Code instead of Cursor. There are some things that you need to install beforehand. They're called command line interfaces, CLIs in short. Supabase, Vercel, and Fly.io have CLIs. Once we install them, Cloud Code will be able to take actions for us right from the terminal itself. So we'll be saving a bunch of time. How you can install them is just tell Cloud Code to install Vercel, CLI, Fly.io, CLI, and Supabase CLI. And it will install them and take you to their login pages. Once you log in, Cloud Code will have access to all three of this. Now let's prompt Cloud Code to build the system. I already have a prompt saved, so I'll just paste it. What I told it is to build a system that finds wineries, churches, and generates a custom mockup of a golf cart placed on the actual property. I added email outreach too, plus the postcard. And this is a stack. I already went through this. And Scribeless is the postcard service that will be sending out these physical postcards for us. And I gave it the install commands of the Cos UI. I'll be attaching all this in the file section, by the way, so you can copy the prompt, copy the components. and I told it the flow. Now let's send this to Claude now. It came up with the final plan. Everything looks good, but it says GPT image 1 here. So we should tell it to change it to the newer version, which is GPT image 2. Most of the times it gets the model name wrong of the image models or any API. So it's better to give Claude the right model ourselves. So I'll just open a new tab, search for GPT image 2 API docs, click on the first one. And then I can just copy this, or you can just click this too. We'll use GPT image tool instead. And then just paste this and give it. It updated the plan. I'll just accept it. We can shift it to auto mode because, or else we'll be hitting enter multiple times to like go through all the commands. You can use shift plus tab too to like switch between the actions. I'll just choose auto mode for now. Okay, while Claude is building the system for us, since I have all the CLIs installed on my system already, it has access to Superbase. You can like log in or sign up to Superbase over here, superbase.com, and Clerk, and you need fly.io. And this is the UI components, by the way. It's called Cos UI, it's free. It looks really clean and professional. That's why I tend to use it. And sometimes I had an issue with the GPT model when I use it from their official API, which is a little weird because I feel like the outputs that I get from this API is like really bad. Yeah, this is Replicate. We'll be using GPT mesh to model it from here. It's weird because I use the same model and there's a drastic difference between the outputs if I use it from the official API. So I can just search the GPT image to model here. You can see it here. It says text to image, but we would need the edit model because we'll be passing it a bunch of references. So this one. So you can sign up, recharge with some credits, and I can just basically copy this. We'll update with this right after Cloud comes up with something for us. Cloud came up with some questions for us. How should the system find the leads and get the email addresses? So it's supposed to use Google Places API, and we'll be using Appify scrapers to fetch the contact email by scraping the website. So Places API plus Appify actors. No, they're called actors on Appify. And then the reference images, we'll be providing them. And we can do the first one. We can give it the API keys later. And yeah, the first one. Okay, looks like Claude built out the base of the system. Let me go through this real quick. I can see that it added resend for the email. We should tell Claude to remove this because we'll be using Adaptive AI to send out the emails. And it couldn't get Superbase to start, and we can just fix this later. Now let's give the API keys, what is needed to Claude. So let's go to the first one, Google Cloud Console, to get the satellite, street view, and places key. So once you're here, you can sign up. I'm pretty sure you get $300 in free credit, so that's good. You can just make a new project, and then you click on the navigation menu, go to APIs and services, credentials. You can either generate a new one or use one if you already have it. I'm just going to copy this key. You should be enabling the APIs for the project you created, by the way. So for example, Places API, click here. It's enabled, and go back. Same for the street view. It's this one. and then you can enable it here, and same for the satellite one too. So once you do that, the API key that you generated will have these three features enabled. So I'm just going to give Claude my API key. I'm going to tell here's my Google Cloud Console key that has all three services enabled. Next, we should be giving it the Claude key because it has to generate the emails, or you could either have adapter generate the emails on its own. I'm just still going to show you. You should go to Cloud Console, and once you click on Cloud Console, you can go to credits, add some money. You can click on API keys, just create a new key. I'm going to say course demo. Just copy this key, give it here. Here's my Cloud API key. And the next one is the replicate. So I'll go to replicate.com. I'm going to sign in. So once this is done, you can, I think you can click here. No, not here. Here, API tokens. You can add like $10 or whatever. Just going to copy this token, give it here. Here's my replicate token. Use GPT image to model. And we should be using the edit model. So we'll be giving it the exact documents. GPT image to edit. So this one, you just copy this one and give it here. And you can even give it the link to just in case it messes up. And yeah, once that's done, we can give it access to Supabase and Clerk. I'm pretty sure you need to. Okay, let's just give it Clerk access right now. Go to Clerk, sign in. Once you signed in, you can create a new project. Click on create application. I'm going to say post demo again. So this will be for the authentication. And once that's done, you go to configure, go to API keys, just click on this thing, and you can be like, here's my Clerk keys. Sometimes you need to be more careful just giving it the credentials, but I think you should be fine, or else you can manually input it in the env file. So let's give Claude all of this now. Okay, looks like Claude implemented all the changes and it tested all the keys. Looks like it's working. So now we need to set up Supabase and give the reference images. I already have some pulled up right here. This one. I'm just going to tell Claude the reference images are in that folder. And let's set up Supabase. So go to supabase.com. And once you sign in, you can make a new project. Let's make a new project. Just say course demo again. Just select a random password, create a new project. It'll take a few minutes for Supabase to set up the project. So it has to set up all this. Okay, the project got set up on Supabase, and you just go to project settings, go to API keys, go here, and give it these two keys right here. And here's my Supabase keys. Or I think you can either give the database password and the project URL, but let's see. Okay, looks like it wired it up. It's asking me for my database password so it can run the migrations from here. Or we could do it manually. You can just click on the tables that it wants you to run, copy them, go to your project and go to SQL editor. Just like paste it here and click run. Or you could give it your database password. Go to search, just say database password. And yeah, you can just reset and make a new one. Copy this, just give it. Here's my password. Does it need anything else from us? I don't think so. Yeah. It's set up Supabase and it's already doing some runs and looks like everything is working. And we haven't even seen the dashboard yet, but it already built it out. So I'm going to tell Claude to deploy the dashboard to Vercel with CLI. And let me make a new project. And once this is done, we'll be integrating Scribeless, the postcard service, and we should be generating the postcard mockups too, so the client can take a look at how the postcard looks before they go out. And we'll be setting up Adaptive, the system, the agent that will run this system every day. Okay, it finished deploying and it wired up Clerk too. And it's setting up some supervised stuff. So let's see what the dashboard looks like. This is the Clerk sign in. You can obviously like prompt it to make the UI better. This is just the one-shot version, so okay, seems very basic now. Let's see if we can click on things. Yeah. Not sure if I can view the mockups right now. So you can basically add all the features that you want in the system. Okay. I'm just going to tell it, can you add a mockups section in the dashboard so I can see the outputs. Okay, it says postcard mail, but I don't think that's the case because we did not integrate Scrabblers yet. Now let's set up Adaptive in the meantime. So you go to adaptive.ai. This is the AI agent that will be running the whole system every day for the client. And this is the app that will be giving access to the client. They already have all the connections inbuilt. So let's say for email, we remove resend because Adaptive can generate and send the emails for us. It can integrate into the current systems. Most of these businesses that use whatever software they use already, it connects into most of them. So we don't need to worry about building a whole separate integration. Let me sign in. Okay, once you sign in, you'll get access to this dashboard right here. The first thing you need to enable is click on computer and click on computer sharing. So what we are basically doing is setting up the agent on our side. So Adaptive, each agent has its own computer basically. So we are setting up a computer for them and then giving them the access to the computer. And we'll be able to invite them right here. So we'll be inputting the client's email right here and invite them. They'll get an invite, they'll accept the invitation, they open Adaptive and they have everything set up already. and they can access Adaptive through the app too. So whenever they need to have any questions, they don't need to ask you. They can just ask Adaptive because it has context of what the system does. It has access to the dashboard, so that won't be a problem. So yeah, let's see what Claude did first. Okay, it looks like it added the mockups page. Let's go take a look at it. Okay, this looks really good. Yeah, this looks really solid. But one thing, if you notice, it used like a generic logo as of now. So we will need to integrate Appify Scraper so that it grabs the real logo. So let me go to Appify right here. Actually, let me go on the other account. So once I'm on Appify, go to settings, APIs and integrations, just copy this key. I'm going to tell Claude, here's my file key. Search for an actor that's good and cheap at extracting logos, because the real logo of the businesses should be on the golf cart. And the golf cart, the logo should be added as another input to the image team. So that's one thing. So once this is done, let's have it run a workflow, and then we'll be connecting this to Adaptive. And then we just hand over the system to the client. It's literally that simple. We are charging 3,000 USD per month just to run the system. You just saw that it just took me an hour to build this out. You can also charge an implementation fee of $5,000 to $10,000. While Claude does its thing, I'll tell you how you can get clients. So let's say you got the first client, for example, the golf cart manufacturer for me, right? So what I can do is make postcards of this system and send it out to other golf cart manufacturers. So we have the system, now we can just sell the same system to multiple businesses in the golf cart industry. Basically, like make custom postcards and have it sent through Scribeless to these golf cart manufacturers. They see the postcard, they'll know that the system will benefit them, and then they just contact you, and then you can close them. It's really that simple, and you can do this across every build out that you build out. Okay, so it integrated the Appify scraper. Most of the logos are not perfect. So one thing to keep in mind is, let's say a logo has a big text underneath and it doesn't like fit on the mockup, we just reject it. So we have like a qualification criteria that we can have Claude Vision do it. Since we already gave it the Claude API key, we can just add this criteria. So every time it qualifies a logo, it only qualifies a logo that looks good and will fit the golf cart basically. So I'll just tell it to integrate the qualification criteria. While that is getting done, how we'll connect the dashboard to Adaptive is we basically wrap the whole dashboard into a skill file. We expose all the endpoints so that any agent can call the APIs. We basically either generate an API key and have the client input it, or we can hard code it into the skill file, which is a little unsafe, but it should be fine. Once Claude finishes, we tell Claude to wrap the whole tool into a skill file and have every API endpoint accessible. And we'll tell it to hard code the API key for the dashboard into the skill file And once that is generated, we just give it to Adaptive, and tell Adaptive to set up all the agents that are required to run the system. And once that is done, we just invite the client, and we can prompt Claude to make the dashboard accessible to only the client or his team if there are any. And it'll set up a restriction in Supabase, and we invite them from clerk. And then we just hand over the dashboard and the adaptive invite to them. And that's pretty much it. So let's wait till Claude finishes this up. It asks me a question. What should make a lead qualified for outreach? This for our client, he had like a 80-mile radius near his area. So I'll just say don't implement this for now. I'll just keep it general for now. How should the qualification affect the pipeline? I was talking about the logo qualification. Since you have the Claude API key already, let Claude decide and qualify only the good-looking ones. And I'm using Whisperflow, by the way, to voice prompt. And I'll just submit this. And let's wait till Claude finishes. While Claude is building this out, we'll be using this to send out the physical mail. We can render the postcard and the images. It's HTML based, so it's fully customizable. So you can sign up for Scribeless, and these are the Scribeless docs. I won't be showing you like how to integrate Scribeless, but it's really simple. You just copy this link and tell Claude to integrate Scribeless. We integrated email already. We just tell it to integrate Scribeless, so it'll be able to send out physical mail. And it'll add this in the skill file too, so Adaptive will have access to like send out the postcards directly. Okay, I actually continued with a bunch of stuff, but the audio didn't get recorded, so I'll just go through what I did. I gave it the Scribeless API documents, and I just told it to integrate Scribeless, and it did it for me, and it asked me a couple questions. It wanted me to create a template and to get an API key from Scribeless. So what I did was basically go to Scribeless, go to templates, create a new one. You can select whatever one you need and just make a template name. And once that is done, you can go to settings, API keys, create a new key, and give it. So once that was done, I told it to wrap the whole dashboard into a skill file and to include all API endpoints in the skill file and make sure everything is accessible. And I told it to hardcode the API key in the skill file. And it did it for me. So it made the skill file. So I went back to Adaptive. And I told it, let me show you exactly what I told it to do. Attach the skill file to Adaptive, and I told it to read the skill file and set up all the agents that are required to run the system daily. And it did everything for me. If I go here, click on agents, you can see that all the agents got set up, which is awesome. And that's pretty much it. So now we built a dashboard, the whole system basically, and then we have Adaptive running it. One thing to keep in mind is I recommend to make separate emails for each client. I just did this on my personal one for example purposes. It'll be easier for you to track, and it's a seamless setup. But yeah, so much stuff can be improved, like the UI, but the system itself is like fully built. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can DM me on X, or you could email me at chris@unlooper.com, or you can just DM me on Warp too.